Here's a review for subtraction with regrouping. In subtraction, it's important to remember order matters. 235 take away 116 is not the same thing as 236 take away 115. We always begin in the ones place with vertical notation. If the top number in the ones place is smaller than the bottom number, the top number must go next door to borrow. You cannot just switch the numbers so the larger number is on top. Starting in the ones place, when you see that a top number is smaller than the bottom number in subtraction, you have to start to regroup. In this example, 5 would need to regroup because 5 is smaller than 6. So you would cross that out, cross out the neighbor that is a 3. The 3 now becomes a 2 and gives 10 to the 5, making him 15. Now that the top number has regrouped, it's time to subtract. 15 take away 6 is 9. 2 take away 1 is 1. And 2 take away 1 is 1. Your difference is 119. Another example, remember to start in the ones place and regroup if needed. Write down the example 682, take away 346. Be sure that your numbers line up correctly. Start with your ones place and see if the top number is smaller than the bottom number. 2 is smaller than 6, so he will have to regroup. He goes to the neighbor, and the neighbor gets smaller and becomes a 7. The 2 gets 10 added to him and becomes a 12. Now you are ready to solve. 12 take away 6 is 6. 7 take away 4 is, that's right, 3. 6 take away 3 is, that's right, 3. Our answer is 336. Try solving these problems. Be sure you are regrouping in the correct place. Write down the problem 833, take away 624. Look at the number in the ones place. 3 is smaller than 4. So of course 3 would need to regroup. So we cross out the 3 and his neighbor, the 3 in the tens place, and we correct those numbers to show them as 2 and 13. Now you are ready to solve. 13 take away 4. Correct, that's 9. 2 take away 2, of course we know is 0. And 8 take away 6, that's 2. Write down the next problem, 434, take away 163. When looking at this problem, we always start in the ones place, and we see that 4 is larger than 3, so 4 will not need to regroup. We move to the next column. 3 is smaller than 6, so 3 will need to regroup. That 3 will go to his neighbor, the other 4 in the hundreds place. And we would change those numbers to reflect 3 in the hundreds place, and now 13 in the tens place. We are ready to solve. 4 take away 3 is 1. 13 take away 6 is 7. And 3 take away 1 is 2. Our correct answer is 271. Regrouping across 0, we need to watch for the extra step. When a 0 is in the middle of your number and you need to regroup, there is an extra step before solving. Write down the problem 304, take away 156. Be sure that your numbers line up correctly. In this problem, you can see that 4 is smaller than 6 and will need to regroup. After crossing out the 4, you see that 0 is the neighbor, so the 0 must regroup also. You go to the next neighbor to borrow for the 0. The 0 becomes a 10 and then has enough to share with the next neighbor, the 4. So we would change the 300s to 200s. Our 0 becomes a 10. Now our 10 can share with the ones column. 10 will become a 9, and 4 will become 14. Now we're ready to solve. 14 take away 6. Correct, it's 8. 9 take away 5 is 4. And 2 take away 1 is 1. Our solution for this problem is 148. Be a number detective. Always look for the clues. Always start solving vertical notation, which is up and down, in the ones place. When subtracting, remember, order matters. You cannot switch the bottom and top numbers. More on the floor means go next door to get 10 more. When that 0 is the neighbor, be sure it regroups to become 10 if you need to. Then it can help the other number regroup. Now you are ready to start subtracting with regrouping.